Starting out at Don Sak, you immediately realize just how beautiful this mainland port really is. A quiet, breathtaking spot to pause before crossing over to Samui. From here, you have two main options to cross the sea. You can take Chetran Ferry, which tends to be a bit busier with its newer fleet, or you can go with Raja Ferry. Both take about the same time to cross, though they'll land you at different piers on the island. Whichever deck you end up standing on, watching the mainland slowly fade into the distance as Samui rises on the horizon is pure magic. After that brief crossing, I finally find myself on the stunning island of Ko Samui. The coastal roads here are frantic and busy, packed with life. But the scenery is absolutely astonishing. Vibrant green hills rising right up against the water. Before the sails could even go up, we had to face the inevitable ritual of clearing out. You can't just pull up anchor and head for international waters. There is a strict bureaucratic dance required to officially close out your documents before departure. At IT is a precise, three-step sequence, and skipping a beat isn't an option. The Harbor Master Vessel Clearance. First, we had to head to the Harbor Master's office to clear the boat itself, ensuring all port fees were settled and the vessel was cleared to leave Thai waters. Immigration Passport Clearance. Next up was immigration. This is where they officially stamp the crew and passengers out of the country, turning our passports into a countdown to departure. Customs cargo and tax clearance. The final stop was customs, completing the loop on any declared goods and finalized paperwork for the vessel's international transit. The golden rule. The absolute golden rule through this entire process? Never walk away without a physical copy of every single issued and signed document. In the maritime world, if it isn't stamped, copied, and in your hands, it didn't happen. With the paperwork tucked safely into the NAV station, we were finally legally free. After some quick preparations on the boat, checking the rigging and securing our gear, we drop our lines and set sail toward the south. The weather forecast promised us a stable southwest breeze, tracking somewhere between 10 to 20 knots. But as any sailor knows, the sea always laughs at the forecast. The Gulf had an entirely different plan for us. Instead of a steady breeze, it threw a bit of everything our way. The calms, moments of absolute still, where the wind died to 0 knots and the sails hung completely lifeless. The squalls. Sudden, fierce changes where the wind whipped up out of nowhere, hitting 25 to 30 knots in heavy gusts. The chaos of the waves. The water became a moving maze. We weren't just fighting one rhythm. We were hit by small, choppy ripples mixed with massive, rolling swells. There were short, sharp waves that hammered the hull, long rollers, and refracted waves bouncing off the coast, crashing into us from completely different directions all at once. It's an intense, exhausting start, but out here you just have to read the water and adjust as it comes. This is our little crew, David, the owner of the boat, and well, you already know me. We kicked off the passage with beautiful weather and a rock-steady breeze, locking into a close-hauled course, sailing tight, hard up into the wind. It felt incredible to just move, but it also meant we had our work cut out for us. Our electronic autopilot was completely out of commission, and we hadn't yet tuned the mechanical wind vane steering. Because of that, we had to do everything the old-fashioned way. Hands on the helm, we steered manually hour after hour, keeping a physical grip on the rudder, feeling the boat. Without electronics doing the heavy lifting, you really have to feel the pull of the sails and the lift of the swells in your arms. True teamwork, just the two of us, trading shifts at the wheel, keeping the rhythm alive. For me, the sea is not just a route on a map. It is where I feel truly alive. Being out in the open ocean, one-on-one with the elements, is one of the purest, most powerful feelings I have ever experienced. There is a primal kind of magic to it. You don't fight the force of nature. Instead, you learn to read it, to catch its rhythm, and to harness this colossal energy to carry you in the direction you need to go. On this journey, I am surrounded only by the cleanest, most honest sounds. The whistle of the wind filling the sails, the rush and splash of water breaking against the bow, the steady, hypnotic sway of the waves. Out here, far from the shore, time flows differently. The days merge into a deep, endless meditation. It is a space where I finally have the time to just think, and to simply exist with my own thoughts. This path changes you. The sea is a remarkable teacher. It demands absolute acceptance and humility, because you cannot command the wind to blow or the waves to calm. But at the exact same time, holding your course through the squalls and the chaos of conflicting currents demands iron will and character. Standing at the helm, with every mile bringing me closer to Malaysia, I feel this balance between the strength of nature and the power of my own spirit becoming a part of who I am. Most of the day, you are completely at the mercy of a merciless, blazing sun. There are very few places on the boat to hide from its heat, and the solar rays beat down relentlessly on the deck, soaking into everything. But when the wind completely dies down, the sea offers its own escape. In those sudden moments of absolute calm, when the sails hang slack and the air stands perfectly still, there is nothing better than diving straight into the bottomless blue of the open ocean. Dropping into that cool, deep water is the ultimate reset. It instantly washes away the heat and gives you a moment to breathe. And while you're down there floating in the endless blue, the journey doesn't fully stop. It just changes form, cooling down, feeling the fierce heat of the sun evaporate the second you break the surface. A shift in perspective. Looking down into the vast, clear depths, watching small fish gather beneath the hull, seeking the same shade you were looking for. Ship work in paradise. Grabbing a scraper to clean the hull, knocking off the barnacles and shells that have hitched a ride on the bottom of the boat. It turns a moment of frustration, being becalmed, into a quiet, refreshing communion with the sea. And then the horizon shifts. The heavy silence of the calm is broken as towering, bruised clouds roll in, carrying the weight of rain and distant thunder. To anyone else, a storm at sea might look like a threat. But to us, after hours of baking under a merciless, burning sun, it is pure salvation. The cleansing rain. The downpour washes the thick, itchy crust of salt from my skin, acting as a natural cold shower in the middle of the open ocean. The instant relief. The temperature plummets, the air clears, and the suffocating heat of the day is wiped away in seconds. The gift of energy. The sails, which had been hanging completely lifeless, suddenly snapped to attention, catching the raw, cool power of the wind and driving us forward at speed. But the sea's gifts always come with a price. You can never afford to let your guard down. As the wind begins to howl, we have to act fast. Before the heaviest gusts hit, we prep the deck and shorten the sails. By reducing our sail area, we make sure we can run safely through the peak of the storm, utilizing its power without letting it overpower the boat. It is a beautiful, tense dance, welcoming the storm's wild energy with open arms, while keeping a firm, respectful grip on the reins. On this day, the wind pulled a disappearing act again, leaving us trapped in a messy, leftover swell. Without the breeze to steady the sails, the boat rolled heavily from side to side, tossing us about as we drifted near a line of bright white buoys. Just as we were waiting out the lull, a Malaysian fishing vessel appeared on the horizon, cutting through the water directly toward us. It was harvest time. The fishermen moved with practiced, effortless rhythm. Their boat glided right over the line of white buoys, the crew hauling in the heavy nets dripping with the day's catch. Being trapped in the calm turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It gave us a front-row seat to their world, a glimpse of local life. We watched them work the sea, pulling up the shimmering, thrashing silver from the depths. A maritime greeting. We drifted close enough to shout out across the water, trading waves and warm smiles with the Malaysian crew, capturing the moment. With the boat moving slowly, I managed to grab my camera and film the whole process, documenting this beautiful, unscripted moment of connection between two vessels passing in the open ocean. It was a reminder that even when the wind fails you, the sea always finds a way to deliver an unforgettable story. Malaysia truly feels like the land of cats. The very first local to welcome us was a wonderful young cat waiting right there. Malaysia is an hour ahead of Thailand, so don't forget to flip your mobile data on for a second just to let your phone sync up with the new time zone. Officially making landfall at the bustling Kuala Besut jetty. Stepping off the boat, the shift in culture hits you immediately, wrapped in vibrant new details. The drivers. The local taxi drivers are waiting for you the very second you step through the exit. They speak great English and are incredibly colorful characters, full of life and quick stories. Sleek black Malaysian license plates on all the cars, a sharp contrast to what we left behind in Thailand. The open sea is behind us for now, and a whole new country is waiting to be explored. Now, the final leg of our official entry begins as we make our way to Terengganu. Immigration at Sultan Mahmud Airport, TGG. The Port Authority and Customs Destination. The Marine Department, Harbor Master, and Customs. Let's get this paperwork cleared. Once the endless paper chase is finally behind us, we went up the Terengganu River to visit a quiet marina run by the local Maritime Research University. It is a fascinating hub of engineering and history, where the modern world directly intersects with the life of the sea. Right at the river's mouth stands the city's massive drawbridge, an imposing gatekeeper to the inland waters. But for the sports boats docked here, waiting for a bridge opening isn't necessary. Their mast systems are built to lower smoothly, slipping beneath the span under their own power. Walking the docks, the technical details immediately catch my eye. Hulls feature a negative concave design, sculpted specifically to slice through the water with minimal resistance. a haunting beauty to this harbor. Scattered among the cutting-edge vessels are older ocean-going boats that have chosen this river as their final sanctuary, ghostly, weathered, and looking just a little abandoned by time. But as the sun dips below the horizon, the melancholy of the docks melts away into a vibrant, glowing world. The city lights up beautifully, reflecting off the dark river water. We walk into Chinatown, where the night comes alive with color, the streets shimmering under rows of glowing red lanterns. The contrast is stunning, from the scientific, quiet shadows of the river marina to the warm, historic glow of the city streets.